Headphones working great. Hi, I'm Barry Thornton, your Vinylmnky audio guru, and I'm also the guy at Austin AudioWorks. I got a great question from Meg Kristen. I mean, it's so fundamental and basic, and it's the right question. What is hi-fi? What is this whole thing? Well, technically, in a couple of words, it's real simple, but it's not. Hi-fi simply means high fidelity. Fidelity means faithfulness. It talks about reproductive accuracy. It talks about faithfully reproducing sounds that you hear and that come that we record and play back. That's kind of the simple part of it. The hard part of it, a harder part of it, is that first of all, the definition changes all the time. Every time you have an experience, an audio experience, let's say you go listen to someone's hi-fi that's very good, that hi-fi resets and recalibrates your opinion of what hi-fi is. At that point, you would say anything that sounded worse than that is lo-fi. So the nature of what hi-fi is changes with time. It's all in our minds. You've heard me say this before. This whole thing about the music reproduction is an illusion. In many ways, we, and people like me, encourage you to hallucinate. Hallucinating means that you sit in a small room and put on a set of headphones or have a couple of good speakers and you play some music back, and the effort of the music is to make you think you're somewhere else, to cause you to have feelings and to rekindle feelings out of your mind that cause you to go to a different space. We have a definition for cyberspace. What the real definition of cyberspace is? It's where your mind goes when you're on the telephone. Think about that, because when you're on the telephone, your mind goes to a whole different place, or in a different world altogether. That's why people crash their cars, etc., and bump into posts and everything else. A good movie is something that causes you to suspend your belief in reality. That's the definition of a good movie. And hi-fi and audio are part of making a movie. Reproducing the sound of an orchestra or a band playing somewhere in a small room somewhere else, and connecting those through space and time creates a stimulation and set of bonds in your mind that bring out great pleasure, endorphins, and you feel good. You reach out and get memories that are deep and profound, and I mean, just music is so good in so many ways. But the bottom line is, the ability to trick your mind into making those jumps, what some people call orgasms, to make those jumps into the kind of a different space, changes the more you listen. Because simply put, the more you listen, the better you get at listening, and the more you hear, and the more it works. The more critical you are too. So hi-fi is this ever-changing, ever-moving target, kind of a thing, which is a sensual input, a sensual part of us, and it's just basically how good we sit and hear. Now, everybody hears reality all the time. People say to me all the time, well, I was around some gunshots in Iraq or something like that, and my hearing's kind of dull. Well, guess what? It may be a little dull, but you're hearing reality, and your brain adjusts for it. So when you hear someone play a musical instrument, and then you go into, let's say, another room and listen to a playback of that musical instrument on a speaker, you can tell the difference. You know the truth. You have to be almost deaf not to. So clearly, hi-fi has something to do with bringing as much data to the brain as possible. And that's basically what hi-fi is. It's that technological effort. How we implement it, we can have lots of discussions on that, and that's also interesting, time-consuming, because there's so much of it. But the bottom line is, hi-fi is really about the feeling of musicality and the soulful experience that goes on, and the process of making it more real, more illusionary, and easier to listen to. Okay, with that, thank you very much. Great question, because it just covers a whole lot of territory. Thank you, Meg. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.